Hello everyone and welcome back. And I'm going to be doing another bus video, and this one's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to be showing two buses that are similar. The one in front is from the Corgi Original Omnibus Company, and it is a Dennis Dart SLF, and the other bus behind it is a MKII Plaxton SLF Dart. And they're both ran by different operators. So I'm going to take a look at some of the similarities and differences in between these two. So the one in front is Scottish City Link, and that's the Corgi bus, and that is the Dennis Dart. So we're going to take a look at that one first, and move the bus over. Now I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to have to make some camera adjustments real quick. Zoom in. So this one is a pretty interesting one. It's a very small bus. Very detailed on this one. Turn it around to the front. The route number is 905, and the destination is to Glasgow Airport. So that's a pretty cool one. And then of course you see on the front it says City Center and Airport. The writing on it is pretty small. It'd be hard to tell. Try to bring it in and show it up close and see if it's. And it's probably not going to show up, so I'm going to move back out a little bit. So moving this bus back to the way that I had it before, just a little bit. So this one is obviously a Scottish one, and this is a pretty nice one. It's really nicely detailed for a 1/76 scale model. I like the blue and yellow on it. It's definitely very different from a lot of the other buses that I have. It got a lot of writing, fast, frequent, direct, right above the door. And then right here, there's a lot of small print on it. It's a map from the airport to city center, I believe, or somewhere. So it's got the route on there, and it says airport, city center, and then in the yellow writing it says hotels, rails, and bus stations. It's pretty cool. And then a lot more small writing on the back here. It's very small writing, but it's very nicely detailed. So it's got more of a close up of more of the route destination where it goes from the airport to all, I guess, maybe the stops it makes along the way. It's pretty cool though that it has that. So there's a lot more detailing. It's a little different that it's on the back. And then not too much on this side. It's pretty much the same writing as it had on the other side. Zoom out just a bit so you get a full look of the bus. So it says city center, hotels, rail, and bus stations, airport, fast, frequent, and direct. And then along the side right there, it shows a picture of a plane right behind the driver's seat, the driver window. So it's pretty cool. Looks like it says 330 one way, $5 for return, which is pretty cool. It's got that in there. A little small writing. That's a pretty nice bus. Really like this one. And then the next one will be the exclusive first editions MK2 Plaxton SLF Dart. And this one is ran by Bus Eireann, an Irish one. It's pretty cool. A little bit smaller than the Corgi model, I would say. No, they're both 1/76. It's not too much detailing on it. It says on the top, it says www.buseireann.ie and email info@buseireann.ie. And then right behind that front wheel, it says Bus Eireann with the dog on it, the Irish setter, part of their logo. And then this one is Route 104 Town Service, which is pretty cool. Zoom in. I don't know if that'll show up or not, but you kind of get, it shows 104. The writing is probably going to be hard to tell. Going to zoom back out a little bit. So, but then also right in here by the front door where you go in at, it says 104 Town Service. Different paint job on this one. I really like the look that it has. The red paint, job going down on the sides, and then of course along the top, which is pretty cool. So a little more, you can see the whole bus. So that's pretty cool that it's got that. Bus Eireann along the back, then 104, pretty nice. Not a whole lot on this side. It says the same thing right above where the driver sits, buseireann.ie in the email, which is pretty cool. Got the emergency door right there at the very back to get out in case there's an emergency. Then on the front, you got the windshield wipers, and it says in very small print, Bus Eireann, which is pretty cool. It also has the dog there. It's pretty nice. So now, taking a look at both of them, I'm going to compare both of these in size to see exactly if one's bigger than the other. So I'm going to bring the camera right above. And it looks like they're almost about the same length, I want to say. Or at least it's got that. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty nice from above. So they're both 1/76 scale models. And then I want to say, try to get both of them in the frame right about here. I think that's going to be good enough. So, I mean, obviously we see some of the differences in between these two buses. One's from Scotland and the other one being from Ireland. One has more detail than the other. The Corgi OOC buses, they always have the fragile mirrors right there on both sides of them, on the driver's side and where the door is. So they've got that, whereas if the exclusive first edition ones, I've seen some of them where they do have those, but not on all of them. So, and on this one, as you can tell, it doesn't have that. So that's definitely different. They're both one door, single door buses going on and off, to get on and off, which is different from some of the other ones that I have. It seems like on the Bus Eireann one, the windows are come down a bit more. Whereas if you look at the Corgi one, it doesn't look like the windows come down any further than like the Bus Eireann one. They just kind of stay right on above. So that's another difference in those two. I think that these are two pretty cool buses, having one from exclusive first editions and one from Corgi. Another thing I was going to point out too, they both have the rear door exits at the back in case of an emergency, which is pretty cool. Pretty nice. It has those features on them. So it's a pretty nice one. But as I was saying, I really think that both of these buses are pretty cool. I like having one from Ireland and one from Scotland. They're pretty nice, and especially from two different makers. So these are really awesome. I'm not too sure how many years ago both of these were released, but they're really cool, and I'm really happy I have both of these in my collection. So if you're someone who likes to collect buses like these, Corgi and exclusive first editions have always done really great with their makes on their buses, and these are definitely really cool really nice vehicles. So I would highly recommend getting them for your collection if you like collecting those. So, but anyway, I figured I'd just take a look at two different buses from Ireland and Scotland just to give a look at the similarities and differences in between these two and what I think of both of them. So, anyway, that'll be it for this video, and please stay tuned for the next one.